tough game and a disappointing game today. Give Minnesota credit. They took it to us early, and they were outstanding offensively. Uh, we gave up, they created a lot of layups, and, every time we would try to make a comeback, all of a sudden we would have another defensive breakdown based on great execution on their part. So I give them a lot of credit. They took it to us today. So we got to look at what we can get better at and be ready for Portland in 2 days.
Go ahead, Wilton.
Welcome everybody to the Sports Culture, all things sports. It's Jay Banfo, and we gotta talk about Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream. But before we get into that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for your support. So before I get into my content, I have to say my Angel Reese disclaimer. So to all the Angel Reese fans out there, please listen carefully. Whenever I discuss her, it's not personal. All I'm doing is watching the games and critiquing what I see. I've made positive videos on Angel Reese and I've made negative videos. Whatever the case may be, it's just content for the consumers. So, last night, the Minnesota Lynx blew out the Atlanta Dream 96-81. This matchup was interesting because it was a battle for first place in the WNBA and it was broadcast on national television. For Minnesota, all starters scored in double figures, led by Courtney Williams, who had 25 points. Now, in regards to Angel Reese and her performance last night, let's just say she was underwhelming and may have gotten exposed by an elite Minnesota Lynx team. So let's start on the defensive end because for Angel Reese, she uncharacteristically struggled last night. Now, I'm going to start with love because Angel Reese has had a pretty smooth transition to the Atlanta Dream. When she doesn't do too much, she is a valuable asset to the Dream, and I've said this on multiple occasions in my previous videos. The Dream absolutely have enough talent to win the WNBA championship. So with Angel, we know she brings an elite motor and world-class rebounding on the floor. But versus a team like Minnesota, she has to play better. If you watched that game last night, you saw that she got picked apart by veteran setter Natasha Howard. Howard finished with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists on 11 of 16 shooting from the floor with probably the best play of the game, a spin move to finish at the rim.
Coming up on a minute to play here in the half. Spin move for Howard. Gets the
At times, Angel looked lost on defense. When she was in a pick and roll, she looked so indecisive. She was either dropping too deep, allowing wide open pull-up jumpers, or overcommitting and letting Howard slip directly behind her to the basket. Now, there were talks of Angel Reese being in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. But if you're struggling against elite bigs, because Asia Wilson gave her issues this season as well, then we have to reevaluate just how good she is defensively. Now, on offense, let me start with this. I really hate when she shoots threes. That's not part of her game. And last night, she went 0 for 2 from 3. Angel Reese, I'm begging you, please stop shooting threes. That's not your game at all. The defense wants you to shoot threes and not be in the paint. It's just bad basketball, and Angel knows better than to shoot outside the paint, but she does it anyway. She's not a floor spacer, and that's okay. She needs to stay in the paint and operate from there. I've said that plenty of times in my other Angel Reese videos. But the most frustrating part of her game is her inability to finish at the rim. She finished 3 from 8 from the field with 10 points last night, and those missed layups are still troubling her in her third year in the WNBA. At this point, I don't have an answer to why she's a poor finisher at the rim. Yes, I could blame her technique because for whatever reason, she still brings the ball down before going up. But she also has zero touch around the rim, and I'm not sure if it's a skill issue or something else. Now, can it be fixed? Who knows? But it's been a problem for her entire career. And lastly, I have to say this. When she got on stage at that birthday party in Atlanta and bragged about being in first place in the WNBA, I think she actually upset the basketball guys.
Well, this is my first birthday bash, and I'm really excited. On behalf of my teammates, we appreciate the support that y'all show us in the city. And we the number one team right now in the W.
Now, I get it. It was all in good fun, but right now is the time to brag about being in first place. The season just started, and anything can happen throughout the course of a season. To me, it shows her mindset and explains a little bit why things just didn't work out in Chicago. It's a long season, and there's going to be ups and downs throughout. Angel Reese's game is fixable, but the million-dollar question is she capable of changing? I'm not sure, but I think we'll find out sooner than later. Now, with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.